That is a sight for sore eyes, and believe me, the eyes are sore tonight as we get set for the beginning of a homestand here and a long homestand, a 10-game homestand in the first 4 games against the Oakland Athletics. A check of the American League standings, despite the fact that the Mariners have lost 6 in a row, they are still very much in the chase. 3.5 back of the Angels, but in that wild card chase, look out right below Seattle, because the Yankees are the hottest thing in the game right now, and only a half a game back of the Mariners in the wild card chase, who are 4 back of Cleveland. To you all, welcome. Nice to have you, along with Mike Blowers. I'm Dave Niehaus. When we came back from Houston, the Mariners had been swept in Houston. I think I mentioned I thought the upcoming homestand was going to be the biggest of the year. Well, we're back from a 6-game losing streak. Lost, of course, 4 down in Texas, and Mr. Blowers, this is the biggest homestand of the year for the Seattle Mariners.
Well, I think that it is. This is huge for them. Of course, they're playing in the West with Oakland and Anaheim coming into town. The good news is they've played well at home this year, 13 games over 500. They have to break this string of losing games, 6 in a row, so hopefully home cooking will do them good.
Yeah, and as we look at the pitching, the Mariners are going to go with a guy who just pitched his heart out in his last outing, allowed only the 1 run against the Toronto Blue Jays, but it was one of those rare 1-0 Toronto victories that got the ball rolling as far as defeats were concerned for the Mariners.
Yeah, that's been the tough luck for them. They've lost by 1 run in a lot of games. Probably the best pitch game out of the bunch was the one that Jeff Weaver threw. You can see that he pitched well against Oakland in his last outing. Hopefully he's the guy to break this streak.
Right-hander Dan Herron of the Oakland Athletics has lost 3 games this year, 2 of them to the Seattle Mariners. He was a starter in the Midsummer Classic, the All-Star game in San Francisco, and when he's on, he's about the best in the business.
Well, I don't think there's any question about that, and luckily the Mariners, you see the 3 losses, the Mariners have beat him twice this year. They haven't really beat up on him. I think it's been a situation where really they've scored some runs because his defense has let him down, so hopefully they can keep pressure on him today and get that 3rd win against Dan Herron.
As far as the Mariners are concerned, a lot of close games, a lot of 1-run decisions. With more on that, let's check in with our Dave Sims.
All right, Dave, thank you very much. As we take a look at our Chevrolet storylines, everybody knows about the Mariners being real happy to be home after that 6-game losing streak. But some interesting notes come out of this road trip. First of all, 4 straight 1-run losses to the Texas Rangers. Note that the ball club has never lost 5 straight 1-run games. Of course, there were the back-to-back shutout losses in Toronto. Saturday, Weaver loses just a heck of a ballgame that he pitches, 1-0, and then Sunday, Roy Halladay was extraordinary, to say the least. Well, tonight it's Jeff Weaver with the chance to maybe right the ship this evening as a very important homestand gets underway. Oakland, the Angels, and the Boston Red Sox all coming your way right here at Safeco. Dave and Mike will be back with lineups right after this.
And this evening from Safeco Field in Seattle, Seattle Mariners baseball on FSN is brought to you by your Northwest Dodge dealers. Visit pacamgold.com for information on the 2007 Northwest Dodge Dealers Pacific Amateur Golf Classic. By Rico, move your ideas forward with Rico dependability. And by AT&T. Singular's name is now AT&T, your world delivered. The lineups, Mr. Blowers.
Okay, thank you, Dave. Today's lineups are brought to you by AT&T. You can see Ichiro's leading off, Beltre, Ibanez, Guillen. You can see what he's done against the Athletics. Hopefully that trend continues. Pedro, Sexton, Jojima, Lopez, and Betancourt hitting 9th.
As far as that man is concerned, pitching tonight, he was fabulous in his last outing, and he's the subject of our Geico quote from his manager. Here's John McLaren.
He had good stuff. He mixed his pitches well. I know he felt good about himself. We just didn't score any runs for him. He's been pitching well for us, and he's a good guy, and I look for big things from him tonight.
Well, I think that he's been pitching great. He had the one outing where he got beat around a little bit when everybody was wondering how he would bounce back. Well, how's 8 innings, 1 earned run treating you? Pretty good stuff. So hopefully Jeff was able to come out and throw a solid game today.
I think everybody's pretty refreshed. Most of the guys crawled in bed about from 4 till 5:30 in the morning like Mr. Blowers here. The Mariners, we've got baseball for you. Right. Set to go as Jeff Weaver has finished his final warm-up toss. Let's quickly look at the A's lineup.
Okay, you have Buck, Swisher, Cust, Mike Piazza back. You can see he's been hot the last 4 games. Chavez, Ellis, Kotze, Scudero, and Suzuki hitting 9th. Our Rico scouting report on Jeff Weaver. He has been a very good pitcher. You can see 90 pitches per start, 7th inning on when he works deep, which he's done lately. Pretty good. And then the guys behind me have Ibanez, Ichiro, Gann, Beltre, Betancourt, Lopez, Sexton. Kenji's behind the plate, and Weaver's on the mound. And Weaver's last outing, you can see the numbers outstanding. Just the 1 run, 4 hits, 88 pitches over 8 innings. That's 11 per inning. Pretty effective.
And here we go. His first pitch to Travis Buck. The kid from the Tri-Cities area is on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. There should be a red flag for Weaver by the first inning, because the first inning has not been very kind to him all year long. A swing and a miss at a change, 0-2. Team's hitting .453 against him in the first inning. They've scored 19 runs in the initial frame. Okay. So it'd be nice to see him have an easy one.
Well, it would be. That's
3 pitches. How's that?
You can see he's throwing fastballs. I think a big reason why is he's trying to find his breaking ball in the first inning. A lot of his starts, but he comes right here. You can see him just elevate on Buck, climb the zone, and punches him out.
The gregarious Mr. Steve Swisher, he of the Shorn Locks, will step in. The switch hitting first baseman, hitting .252. And that's lined into center field for a base hit. Hit hard. So Swisher's aboard with 1 down. And Jack Cust, who was a designated hitter for quite a while and was tearing the cover off the ball, has cooled off a little bit. Cust hitting .252. 71 wonderful degrees. It's great to get back into some cool weather. It was 86 and 87 degrees for the doubleheader the other night. And last night for the single game, it was 88 degrees at game time down in Dallas. Cust takes low, ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes to count. Slow breaking ball, 1-1. Actually, Weaver should be well rested because he left earlier last night and didn't have to come back with the ball club after that ball game, that 3-hour ball game in Texas.
Well, I'm sure he got to bed at his normal hour, and he should be fine. Talk about the guys getting to bed a little bit later than usual.
And that's pulled into the corner down the right field line, and Guillen's going to take it on a couple of hops, and pops a potential bad first inning again as Cust pulls one into the corner.
We'll take a look at the location. Kenji wants it in off the plate. You see this is up, runs right out over the middle. So a couple of fastballs have been hit off of Weaver now.
Mike Piazza just getting back in the lineup, the designated hitter. Hitting .298. Only 2 for 12 against Jeff Weaver. Hit more home runs as a catcher than any man in Major League history. 396. 422 home runs overall. That's good for 40th all time. Good strike right there. The A's had their hearts broken like the Mariners did yesterday down in Anaheim. They scored 3 in the top of the 9th to tie the game at 6-6 and then got beat in the bottom of the 9th. 7-6. Piazza takes down low.
Piazza doesn't run well at all, so Jeff can induce a ground ball. Turning the double play shouldn't be a problem.
Mike had 3 hits in that game yesterday in Anaheim. Now 38 years of age. And that fly ball fouled away. Ryland by Latch coaching down at third base. This is the first of a 4-game series with Oakland. 10-game homestand. The Angels next on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then the Boston Red Sox next weekend. Piazza fouls it off his foot. Ouch.
I think a lot of times when you talk about the travel, and the A's were here in their hotel probably watching the guys playing down in Arlington before they got home, but it's late. I think they feel it more tomorrow than they will today. I think a lot of times the guys find a way in their minds to trick their bodies a little bit today, but coming in tomorrow might be a little bit sluggish for them.
Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Actually, the A's had a little bit of a delay. I don't know what the delay was about, but they didn't get into Seattle until a little bit after 8 last night, which was 10 in Texas. So they probably did not see the game. Or if they did, the tail end of it. Good eye. 3-2. And trouble is on deck. Eric Chavez, who wears out Jeff Weaver. Lined into left field for a base hit. So 3 consecutive hits, and it's 1-0 A's. That a slow breaking ball or a hanging slider right out over the heart of the plate.
Take a look at it. It's like maybe a changeup out over the plate. Mike Piazza's hot hitting continues.
As we mentioned, Chavez hitting .440. And a slow breaking ball for a strike. And that changeup is hit off the end of the bat back into the stands. Of course, last year, this is a club that just wore out the Mariners. The Mariners were in only 2 of 19 against them. So far, the shoe's been on the other foot, because the A's have won only 2 of 9 played so far against Seattle.
The Oakland A's are known for their pitching, still are, but quite frankly this year the Mariners have just outpitched them. Talked about them beating Heron twice this year. Well, the guys did a nice job of holding down the A's offense.
Too far inside, high, a fastball, 1 ball and 2 strikes. That 15 games over 500 mark that the Mariners enjoyed in Toronto has shrunk to 9 games over 500. And a ground ball right to Sexton. He goes down to Betancourt. The throw back just in time to Richie Sexton. Nicely done. The double play. 3-6-3. And not too much damage done here in the first. Only a run. So 1 run for the A's, and the Mariners are coming up. Getting set to move into the bottom half of inning number 1 with a 1-0 A's lead. Let's look at the lineups.
Okay, the AT&T lineups are brought to you right here. Ichiro, Beltre, Ibanez, Guillen, Vidro, Sexton, Jojima, Lopez, Betancourt hitting 9th. And our Rico scouting report on Heron. You can see the Mariners have beat him twice, but he's pitched well with that 2.19 ERA overall this season, 11-3. And the gentleman playing behind him tonight, you have Cuss, Kotze, and Buck across the outfield. Chavez, Scudero, Ellis, Swisher over at first base. Suzuki's behind the plate, and Dan Heron is on the mound. Take a look at the season numbers for Dan Herron. Pretty impressive. Look at that 2.41 ERA. Very good. 11-3 this year. People are talking about him like he might win the Cy Young Award.
Also the best nighttime ERA in the league, and Ichiro taking on the outside corner. Ichiro 4 hits away from a milestone. 1,500 hits in his career. Swisher doesn't have to do much except take a couple of steps to his left. 1 down. Boy, what a game Beltre had against Herron. Back on July, pardon me. Back on July the 6th, he went 5 for 5 against the A's. 3 of those against Dan Herron. He had a couple of home runs, a couple of doubles, and had a great night last night at the plate. He tied a club record with 3 doubles down in Dallas. Mariners had 7 doubles, 1 shy of their club record.
Yeah, he also drove in 4 runs, which ended up getting the Mariners back in the ball game.
.448 his batting average against Dan Herron with a couple of home runs. A little low. Leads the club in 2 baggers with 26. And that ball's hit into the gap out there in right center field. And that baby is going to take a hop back into the stands for what else? A ground rule double. So Adrian Beltre, another double.
Take a look at the swing. It's a 3-1 pitch fastball out over the plate. Adrian hammers it into right center field. This is what he was doing last night too. He's from line to line hitting his doubles. This one in right center field gap.
His last 5 hits have all been doubles. Ibanez backs away from the sinker inside.
Raul had a couple of doubles last night. Had a big one over to left field. Hopefully he can get it going.
Nice crowd on hand on a beautiful night to welcome the Mariners back. Nice stop by Kurt Suzuki, new catcher.
Jason Kendall, of course, their regular catcher, been traded to the Cubs.
Rob Bourne is the backup catcher now. Lost him on 4 straight. And Jose Guillen was one of the few who had a decent road trip at the bat, and not a great one at that. He had 263 on the trip. For the most part, the bats were in cold storage.
Well, they were. And 263 sounds pretty good with the way the guy swung it on the trip. Hopefully coming home, they'll get back to the way they were hitting before the All-Star break.
Missed with 5 straight. Herron matriculated at Pepperdine University, with a beautiful campus overlooking the Pacific down in Malibu. And another breaking ball. Radar's gone.
Well, he's a guy that likes to live on the edges. You can see he's trying, but he's missing off the plate. Talked about 6 straight balls now. Adrian Beltre also was ahead in the count 3-1 before he hit his double.
Jose Guillen, a towering high pop up, and man, he just about buried that bat as he threw it away. Swisher makes the easy catch.
So he just hits this thing straight up in the air, and he's not happy about it. 2-0. He felt like he should have done something with that pitch.
Jose Vidro is the hitter. Slider for strike.
John McLaren yesterday mixed the lineup a little bit, put Adrian Beltre in the 2-hole and dropped down Vidro to number 5, hoping that would help the club, and it did. I guess they scored 6 runs, so he's going with it again today.
Vidro said he had never hit 5th in his life.
Yeah, he always seems like a guy that would hit up towards the top of the lineup.
Suzuki wants to have a quick chat.
I'll tell you this. Good thing about having some veteran hitters in your lineup is he can hit 5th, and he's not going to change his approach at all. It really doesn't make a difference to him or what Adrian, whether he's hitting 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 6th. It doesn't matter to him. Guys will go about their business the same way.
0-1. Changeup.
Jose with a pretty good eye. I didn't like that. You can see it right below Joe's tracer.
Slowly hit. On the run, the throw to first base is barely in time as Marco Scutaro, who fans of the Seattle Mariners will remember committed 3 errors in one ball game, throws him out, and the Mariners don't score. Still 1-0. We're back in real garlic fry country now. Not that we weren't on the road in Toronto and Texas because they were down there. But welcome home, Mike. They certainly won him.
Well, it's good to be home. It's nice to see that they have not ketchup. I agree. I like mine with ketchup too.
This is second baseman Mark Ellis leading it off. The Yankees are getting shut out in Kansas City tonight, 5-0. Boston beating Cleveland 14-9 in the 9th inning. And those Red Sox will be here at the tail end of this homestand.
Well, the bats came alive for that game. The other 2 games, 1-0 ball games.
Right. And that ball's hit to deep left field, and Raul Ibanez goes back to the track and watches this one fly on into the bullpen out there. So Mark Ellis, his 12th home run, and the 7th home run that Jeff Weaver has given up, and it is 2-0 Oakland.
Well, there's not much doubt about this one, Jeff. See where the pitch is. Kenji wants it inside. He leaves it right in the middle of the plate, and Ellis jumps all over it. 89-mile-an-hour fastball.
Went down and golfed it out of here. That's high and outside to Kotze. Mark Kotze is the hitter. And that ball's hit deep into left center field. And Ichiro's going back, and that baby's going to take a hop and go into the Mariner bullpen for a ground rule double. So already 5 hits off Jeff Weaver. A rough outing so far early in this game.
Looks like the A's have changed up a little bit. Typically they want to be patient and take a bunch of pitches, but they've come out hacking today. Take a look at the pitch. I think a lot of times you expect them to take the strikes and work the counts, and Jeff is just throwing pitches in the middle of the plate and they're jumping on it. Kenji went out and had a talk with him. Constantly making adjustments, and Jeff might have to make one today against the Oakland A's.
Marco Scutaro, the hitter. And he bunts the ball foul. Bobby Crosby. Crosby just can't seem to stay healthy. He got hit in the hand, broke his hand in a couple of spots, and they're not sure if he's going to make it back.
Yeah, he spent a lot of time on the DL, no question about that.
And so Scutaro has taken over the shortstop spot.
You saw him square around a bunt on the first pitch. A little bit unusual. The A's, which is normal for them, are last in sacrifice bunts. Only have 11 on the year.
And that ball is hit to left field. Banez 4 or 5 steps to his right to make the catch. Tuesday night, the Mariners, the Angels, they're going to get at it at 7:05, and the first 20,000 fans going to take home a special Felix Hernandez Mariners magnet, thanks to Pat's Plumbing. So be here to cheer on the Mariners. Take Felix home with you. For tickets, you can visit mariners.com today. Kurt Suzuki, and toward the hole, backhanded, drop, picked up, and he throws him out on his way to third, and sliding safely into third is Mark Kotze. Close play over third base. That's a very high risk.
Yeah, it really is.
Especially if you're going to be the third out.
Right, exactly. You see Bencourt, he dropped the ball before, and I think once he bobbled it and dropped it on the ground, that's when Kotze decided he was going to go, because he knew Bencourt had to go to first base to make sure he got an out. Nice play by Ritchie to come off the bag and make the throw. He just gets in there. You're right. That is a high risk play.
Travis Buck is the hitter. Buck was on the DL last time we saw the A's in Oakland. Taking high. Just off the inside corner that time. Travis from Richland. Got that changeup on the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, he's starting to get a feel for it. His changeup and his breaking ball are getting down in the zone, which is where he wants to throw it. First inning, he was leaving some pitches up.
2-2. So Travis Buck is walked with 2 away. Steve Swisher, who hit a line drive to center. Nick Swisher, I beg your pardon. His daddy's Steve.
Jeff tried to get Buck on a 3-2 changeup. Just threw it wide of the plate. Up to 36 pitches. That's something the A's do a lot of. Try to get the pitcher's pitch count up and get into the bullpen.
Nick takes high. Weaver's approaching 40 pitches here in the 2nd inning already. And that ball is just popped up into center field, and Ichiro will make the catch to retire the side. So the leadoff home run by Mark Ellis, and the A's tack on 1. So Richie Sexton now will lead it off here in the 2nd inning. Mariners in arrears 2-zip early. He'll be followed by Kenji Jojima and then Jose Lopez. Dan Heron's fastball just misses inside.
Heron has a pretty deliberate windup. The way he pauses when he gets his leg up. I've seen a lot of the Japanese pitchers. They do the same thing with that little pause, and sometimes they give a little extra leg kick. But it's pretty unique.
Daisuke does it. Nakanori Otsuka does it. Hideo Nomo used to do it. And that's hit to deep center field. Back on the ball is Katse to the warning track, to the wall, looks over the wall, and he will find it bouncing back into the seats. So Richie Sexton, his 17th home run of the year, goes center field yard, and it's a 2-1 ball game. Good to see Richie starting to swing the bat.
No, you're absolutely right. He hit a 3-run homer in Texas off of Eric Gagne. Yesterday he comes back with a couple more hits and starts this game off with a home run to get the Mariners within 1. You see the swing. 3-1 pitch, towering fly ball to center field. Most guys that hit it as high as he just hit that one aren't going to be able to carry it into the seats. But Richie does easily.
Got to catch that ball there, sir. Backed away from that a little bit.
Yeah, I think he did too. You're not going to get any second chances. May as well dive for it.
Next time, bring a glove with you. Jojima's really been struggling. He was only 2 for 22 on the trip. There's a ball hit hard, but right at Scudero. Jose Lopez be the hitter. Dan Herron, who is on the DL this season against the West, is 2-3 with a 1.31 ERA. Not this Dan Herron is. I'm thinking of the kid from Victoria, Harden. Yeah.
You talked about Crosby. He's another guy that can't seem to stay healthy.
Four and 0 in his last 8 road starts is Danny.
Jose Lopez going with a new look. Got the high stirrups going today. Showing a lot of sock. Going above and beyond all the haircuts the guys ended up getting yesterday.
I thought it was going to work when JJ came in.
Yeah, I think everybody felt pretty good about it. Happens though. JJ's been fantastic this year.
Scudero throws out Jose Lopez.
I thought you said it best in your interview with John McLaren. That is, everybody has their day, no matter how good they are. It was certainly JJ's yesterday.
One in, 2 outs. That breaking ball well inside the Unieski Betancourt.
Well, Herron's certainly not sharp. 32 pitches, 18 balls, only 14 strikes.
And that hanging breaking ball is lined into left field for a base hit.
Well, Dave called it. It's just a hanging breaking ball. He hasn't been sharp with his off-speed pitches, and Betancourt hits a line drive into left field.
Saw Betancourt with a mini 4-game hitting streak. Ichiro hit an easy one hopper, connects Swisher. His first trip to the plate. White Sox beat the Tigers 4-3. Baltimore knocked off Tampa Bay 10-7. And a high chopper, quite foul. Obviously, Alex Rodriguez has not hit a home run as the Yankees are being shut out. But he did yesterday. And that pitch is fouled to give him 499, and his birthday is tomorrow. In an interesting scenario too, because the Yankees had a game suspended earlier against the Baltimore Orioles, and A-Rod is, I guess, due up next in that game. He doesn't hit a home run tonight, and he hits a home run in that game, which was, I think, back in April when it's picked up. Does he hit 500 home runs before his 32nd birthday or not?
Well, I can
base hit into right field. So Ichiro sends Betancourt to third.
He has a big hole on the right side, and he takes advantage of it. I can tell you that the Elias Sports Bureau said that if that's the case, then that home run would count for that date. So yesterday's would have actually been his 500th home run.
Yeah. But actually, he would have hit his 500th home run after.
Right.
Adrian Beltre, we used to call Edgar Senor Doble. This man is quickly earning that title here. His last 5 hits doubles.
See Adrian leading the club with 27. We're all right behind him with 24.
2 strikes. That game we referred to was played in June, and it's now going to be made up until September. And it's tied, and Alex is due up in the 8th inning with the score tied. So he strikes out Adrian Beltre, and the Mariners leave 2 out there. Runners at first and third, and we move into the third. 2-1, Oakland. The A's with a 2-1 lead over the Mariners as we slide into the 3rd inning of play here at Safeco Field on this lovely evening. In time for our Aflac trivia question. Here it is. How many pitchers recorded their 300th career victory during the 1980s? Well, I don't know really how many did, but I do know that Gaylord Perry did in 1982. Won his 300th game at the Kingdome in a Mariner uniform. Jack Cust steps in to lead it off here in the 3rd. We are told that in the modern era, that being since 1900, it happened more often in the 1980s than any other decade. Pitchers winning their 300. Tom Glavine with number 299 yesterday. Next start Tuesday against the Brewers. Trying to become the 3rd this decade, joining Clemens and Maddox.
About former Met Tom Seaver.
Pulled foul down the right field line. Maybe a better way to phrase the question. Wish we had a number. X number of pitchers won their 300th game in the 1980s. Can you name them? They want to know how many won there.
Oh, so I can just throw out a random number. I'll say 3.
Pulled right to first base, and an easy play for Richie. Cust is taken care of. Since we don't have to name them, I'll say 5.
Okay.
Curtis Wilson. Our director puts these things together. If it was 5, who would you name?
Well, we've named 2 of them.
Yeah. Foul that. 1-1 to count on Mike Piazza. Right on the block. 2 strikes.
One of the Negroes win 300 games?
Yes. Drops down on him that time. Phil, I believe.
Phil.
That is one of them. Broke his bat. Look at that backhand. And throws him out. He's kind of nonchalantly reaches down.
Brings a smile to his face.
Yeah. Not sure he knew he had it.
Take another look at it. Catches it behind his back.
Nice play, Jeff.
You can get a better look at it right here.
Harry Chavez bounced into the double play that ended the first inning. Strike to him. 6-0 Kansas City over the Yankees in the 8th, in the 9th now. Boston beat Cleveland 14-9. Who's got it? No problem at all for Uni. So we go into the bottom half of the 3rd inning. We'll have the answer for you. It's 2-1 A's. Boy, it's great to be home and nice to have you with us as always as Raul Ibanez leads it off here in the bottom of the 3rd. A 2-1 advantage for the Oakland A's, and Raul taking a little low. He walked in the 1st inning. Jose Guillen to follow, and then Jose Vidro. That's in the dirt. Danny Aaron, good sized kid at 6'5", 220 pounds. Easy play. Okay, the answer to our Aflac trivia question. Did you figure this out without going to a reference book, some kind of a baseball reference book? How many pitchers won their 300th game in the 80s? Mine was a stab in the dark. I had no idea, but we came up with the answer. 5. That's down low and outside, and we named them all with the exception of Don Sutton.
Did we get Carlton?
No, we did not get Carlton.
Steve Carlton.
No, we did not get Lefty. Look at that play. And over at first base is the pitcher, Heron. 3-4-1 on Jose Guillen.
You guys talk about it all the time. You got to have the ball bounce your way. Well, it doesn't bounce Jose Guillen's way on this one. Nice play by Ellis to stay with it.
Nice play by Heron to get over there. Vidro grounded out to shortstop. And that ball's hit into the gap in right center field, but saying he has it on the run is Katse, and indeed he does. So a very easy 3rd. 3 up and 3 down. As we go to the 4th, Dave Sims will be with you. Good ball game tonight. 2-1 A's leading the Mariners.
Top 4 here at Safeco Field. It's Stitch and Knit night. Glad you could join us, everybody. I like this one. 6-game skid will go bye-bye when my belly's full of Blows Rally fries. Not bad. Dave Sims joining in with Mike Blowers. You can tell we're home, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to see. A lot of good signs in the stands tonight. You guys want to see this thing end. 6-game skid for the Mariners, and so nobody wants to see it go to 7. Jeff Weaver looks like he's settled down. So pretty good pitching. Yeah, and we knew Heron was going to be tough, and Jeff has been very, very good for the Mariners over the last couple months. And
here's Ellis, fly ball right field. Ian hardly has to move. So you check in with a Solidarity haircut?
No, I just had to tighten it up. You were looking at me kind of funny the last couple days, and you know, you knew the 70s day at the ballpark was coming, and my hair was catching up in a hurry.
You're starting to look like Starsky and Hutch. I say come in with that. I know you might have had a little influence on Mr. Sexton. Back up the off the foot of Weaver, stays with it, gets the out. Well done.
Well, the haircuts has worked for Richie so far.
What, did he hit that or what?
Yeah, that's a long ways out to dead center field in this ballpark. And hit it so high I didn't know if it was going to carry. And if we'll take another look at it, we just saw Jeff make a play when he caught the ball behind his back. This one hits him in the shoe, it looks like. Yep, hits him on the bottom of his foot and is able to stay with it and make the play.
You hockey fans out there, yes, Marv Albert kick save and a beauty, clearing the zone. Bring up Marco Scutero. Marco playing at shortstop tonight, hit a line drive to Raul, his first time up. Weaver gave up a run on 3 hits in the first, a run on 2 hits in the second, and he's breezed through the third and got 2 quick outs here, and this will be a third if Ichiro can track this baby down, and he does! What a catch by Ichiro! Got a good jump, stayed with it. Picture perfect. Ichiro, the all-star, with a gorgeous, graceful catch. 3 up, 3 down, top 4, 2-1 Athletics. Welcome back, everybody, to the Coors Light 4th inning. Time now for a Coors Light Cold Blast. How about the short-haired look of Richie Sexton, first appearance at home? They got all of that one, and it had plenty of hang time. For Richie's 17th home run, RBI number 53. It's the only run so far for the Mariners in this 2-1 ball game as we open up a nice long homestand. 10 games, 11 days. On the ground left side, Chavez has it. Oh, look what I found. Look at Swish. Came up with the scoop, 1 out. 12 pitches for the last 7 outs in this ball game. Herron and Weaver throwing some strikes. The guys going up there taking their cuts.
Both starters are starting to settle in nicely. Their struggles through the first inning, they've settled down.
Here's Kenji Jojima. He had a line drive rocket to Scutero that what made Marco recoil almost into short left field. Fastball in there for strike from Herron. You've been able to put your finger on why the Mariners have had their success this year. 2-0 against Herron.
Yeah. Mariners starters have been a little bit better than he has. It's not like they've just hit him around the ballpark. His first outing they beat him. He didn't give up an earned run, although he did give up 4 runs in it, and his defense failed him in that one. The other one, he gave up 3 earned runs. So it's not like the guys have just torched him with the bats. I think the Mariners just outpitched him.
Kenji on a pitch inside, fouls it off.
You buying that? That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
You're sticking to it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I was looking back at that July 6th game. I saw that Vidro had a big double. Friday, July 6th, Vidro on a 2-1 count had a double to center. And that was it for Herron right there. They didn't exactly pound him at 2-4. He gave up 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. 6 1/3 in that game. He walked 1, struck out 3.
Yeah, in his first outing, he went 6 innings, gave up just 4 hits, no earned runs.
Yeah. He's a good pitcher. He understated. He only started the All-Star game. Inside.
So then you do agree with me?
I think I might. I think I'll buy a few shares of that. Yeah.
Okay.
If I get a couple points.
Got plenty, man.
That's what you're here for, big fella.
I know. I didn't want to have an argument with you on the air.
What would hey, good sports argument. Hey, pony up, bartender.
Yeah.
3-2 to Kenji. Popped it up. It's going to get out of play.
Did you enjoy your nap last night?
That's about what it was, too, my man.
Yeah.
But you know what? As Tim Heavley, the director of PR, I saw him in the clubhouse. How you doing? I said, I'm dragging. He says, so you wanted to do baseball? You wanted to do baseball. It's part of it, pal.
Well,
I said, you're right. You are correct.
It definitely is, but It's even more so the case when you play up here in the Pacific Northwest. These guys travel more than everybody, and the schedule's worse for them.
Kenji goes down swinging. Aaron's second tonight. Yeah, now I know why, growing up on East Coast and hearing, well, obviously the Yankees and the Red Sox, you'd always hear, oh, we got to go to Pacific Northwest. Oh, we got to travel to that. Now, comprende.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But they all love coming up here. I'll tell you that.
Well, once they get here and settle in, sure they do.
Yeah.
It's a great city.
And Lopez bounced out to short his first time up. I like it. He's wearing a knicker look, old style, pants up around the knees. Need a little more stirrup action with the socks. There we go. Old school. Good pitch by Herron. 1-2, 2 outs here in the fourth. Piazza with an RBI single in the first. Ellis a home run in the second, accounting for the Athletics runs. Richie Sexton home run in the second. Did it on a 3-1 pitch. Dead center field, hit it a long way and got all kinds of hang time. 2-2 here to Lopez. Does he run fast enough? Let's see. The answer is negative. Inning over. 3 up, 3 down. Good work by Herron. 2-1 Athletics. Athletics lead it by the count of 2-1. Right now, let's take a look at our Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. We told you about the big homestand. Well, this is it. Let's put Texas off to the side. Forget about that for now. We got the Oaklands in, and the Angels are in, day off, and then the Bostons are in. And that series for the against the Red Sox will go to Sunday the 5th. Nice homestand. Get your tickets. Could turn out to be a pivotal part of this 07 season.
Yeah, the boys need to get some W's up on that thing.
Here's Suzuki called up after the ball club traded Jason Kendall to the Cubbies. Transition period for this young man with a veteran staff. He's got to learn, has to learn them. He's got to learn the American League. And coming in after a guy, now granted, Kendall wasn't really hitting up to the numbers that we were used to, but certainly catching wise, good caller of games, handler of pitchers.
And he's definitely getting a crash course, and he's lucky enough that the manager, Bob Guerin, is a former catcher in the big leagues. I'm sure he's helping him out a lot.
You bet. Young man from our 50th state, there's Bob Guerin. Yankee teammate, right?
Yep. Bob Guerin. He's starting catcher when I was at the Yankees.
2-2 to Suzuki, Kurt Suzuki. It'll be 9-1-2. Travis Buck and Nick Swisher. Suzuki hit a hard ground ball to Betancourt, who stayed with it, made a heck of a play for the second out, back in the second inning. Weaver's going 3-2 on him. Straightaway, not too deep. And on the ground, Beltre, who's been fabulous with the glove. One out. Hey, tomorrow, first 20,000 fans are going to take on this great die-cast metal hydro featuring number 51 Ichiro. Visit Mariners.com tonight for tickets to Oh Boy Alberta and FSN Ichiro Hydro Play Night. Tomorrow is the Mariners play host to these Oakland Athletics. One out in the 5th. Back to the top of the order, and Travis Buck, pride of Richland, Washington. Weaver's retired, 8 consecutive hitters. Here's the 1-0. Straight back. Can't say enough about the work that Weaver's done. After a miserable start. Look at his pitch count. He's at 62 coming up next. ERA looked like a couple of football scores. Did he go? He did. Says home plate umpire Mike Carlson. 1-2. Got that ERA entering tonight down to 6.19. His last 4 games had 2 no decisions, 2 losses, and 3 outstanding performances. It was a heartbreaker last time out in Toronto. Struck him out. Good pitch. 2 down in the 5th.
Well, anytime you go out and you throw 8 innings of baseball and give up 1 run, especially in the American League, you expect you'll win. Take a look at this last pitch by Jeff. Gets the strikeout. Well located on the outside corner. You know, really, when Jeff was going through that period, I think you have to give him a lot of credit. That was a tough time, and I don't care what anybody says. You hear the criticism and you hear what people say and write about you. And he went on the DL and got himself straightened out and came back and has been outstanding since he's been back from the DL. What has he had? 1 bad outing that entire time, and a lot of really, really good ones. So give him a lot of credit for hanging in there. And, you know, really, even the time when things weren't going well for him, the way he would sit there and answer the questions, real professional about his business, and it's paying dividends for him now. Good for him.
0-1 to Nick Swisher. Nick 1 for 2, runs scored. Got a base hit in the first inning. His second hitter. Took 3rd on the Jack Cust base hit and scored on the Piazza single. 1-1. Change of speed. Knocked down by first base coach Ty Waller. One guy with the glove had the advantage and comes away with the souvenir. One of the real personalities in the American League, Nick Swisher. 1-2.
For those that are watching the wild card race, Cleveland has lost 14-9 to Boston.
And hip hip hooray, the Yankees lost 7-0 to Kansas City. They've been on the move or what?
They really have.
2-2. So here's the standings up to the minute. Look at the Yankees breathing down the backs of the Mariners. Mariners trying to catch up with Cleveland. Moreover, 3.5 behind the Angels, the important one. Get that division title. Wild card will work if you have to settle for it to get into the playoffs. From there, you never know. Foul back just barely.
Hey, look, you know, everybody just wants to get in first and foremost, but there is something special about winning your division. I know the guys definitely have their eyes set on that. That's what they'd like to do.
And certainly the Cardinals set the example last year. Wild card in the National League and won the whole thing.
Get in, you have a chance.
That's it. Jeff Weaver clinched that game 5. 3-2 to Swisher. Changeup hit a long way deep right field. Guillen looking up, and that's gone.
Well, you're right. He wanted to throw this pitch down and away and try to get him to swing at it, but instead he leaves it in the middle of the plate.
The second home run given up by Weaver tonight. Ellis took him deep to left field in the second.
Take a look at the location. You can see it's just up out over the plate. Jeff not happy with himself on that.
So 3-1 Athletics. 2 outs in the 5th. We'll bring up Jack Cust. Jack hooked one into the right field corner in his first at bat. Grounded out to Richie Sexton the second time up. Jack has really cooled off since that explosive beginning when he came over from the San Diego organization. Entering tonight, he's 5 for 40, 2 homers, 4 RBIs over his last 14 games. Been a struggle. Two and one. And Jeff going to a lot of off-speed pitches. It's 2-2 here to Jack Cust. Two pitch. And now Weaver. It was 3-2 to Swisher. It was 3-2 to Suzuki, leading off the inning. And he's back here again with Cust. 2 out, nobody on, run in. Game number 100. Three-two. Lopez ranges over to his left. That'll do it for the Athletics. They pick up a run on the Swisher long ball, his 12th RBI, number 48. It's 3-1 Athletics. (3-1) Oakland as we go to the home fifth against Dan Herron. It'll be Betancourt, Ichiro, and Beltre. Uni with a base hit to left his first at bat against Herron. Dan starts him off with a strike. Uni got the base hit, and then on a hit and run took third. Ichiro at the plate. And they were stranded there. That was a second inning in which Richie Sexton led off with his 17th home run. And on the ground, Scutero backhand throw. Is it enough? No, sir. Good wheels by Uni. They'll lead it off here in the fifth. A's, of course, losing Bobby Crosby, broken hand earlier this week, out 6 weeks. Pretty much count him out for the season.
You can see Scutero gloves this. He doesn't have the arm to throw it in the air, so he tries to one hop it, bounce it. That works pretty good on the turf. You can see Betancourt just beats it out, but on the grass, it'll slow that ball down enough. It looked like it was just enough to get Betancourt in there.
The Mariners down 2. Bring up Ichiro. One foul. Even though Ichiro went 7 for 28 on the road trip, he's still second in the American League to Ordonez and American League batting chase. Still gets stupendous numbers. 142 hits entering tonight, 143 with that single to right in the second. Here's the 0-1.
Well, Ichiro, you mentioned the single to right. What he did is he pulled it in the hole over there. He has the same hole to work with, but it looks like Herron is trying to keep the ball away from him.
It's a big hole, too, no doubt about it. Big hole in the gap between Kotze and Buck. Right at Scutero, line drive. Betancourt gets back safely. So one out here in the fifth. Time now for a GMC pick to click. Got to be Adrian Beltre coming into tonight's action against Herron. 448. He's now 14 of 31. Couple of home runs. He got a double back in the first inning. His 27th of the season. Fouled back by Adrian. Beltre with that double, number 27, that moves him into the top 10 in the American League. Suzuki's able to smother that pitch. 1-1. Beltre last night, 3 doubles. And opens up his game tonight, a ground rule double, right center field. Struck out on an 0-2 pitch in the second. Inside corner for a strike, 1-2. Dan Herron and his wife expecting a baby in a few weeks, well, a few months actually. She's 17 weeks pregnant. Ray Fosse, broadcaster for the A's, said that he's taking swaddling lessons from Mike Piazza on the bench recently as ball gets away from Suzuki. Wild pitch. Gets Betancourt the second.
Looks like it actually hits the umpire after it gets past Suzuki. See if it catches a piece of the umpire. Yeah, hit him in the leg.
Good job by Beltre to tell Betancourt, get on down there.
And helping him out. Sometimes when you're on the bases, you can't see how far the ball is away from the catcher.
2-2 pitch up the middle. Here comes Betancourt rounding third. No play. RBI Beltre. We got a 3-2 ball game. For Adrian, his 55th RBI. He's 2 for 3 tonight.
Well, you take a look at it. He's going to hit this right back up the box, and once it gets past Herron, the pitcher, Betancourt's able to score easily. Right on cue with Adrian, talking about how hot he has been and what he's done against Dan Herron.
You don't even try to explain it, right?
No.
Just get up there.
You just hope he keeps coming up in the right situations.
No lie. Strike one to Raul. Banez came through last night, 8th inning. 1-1 pitch, double to left. Knocked in a run. That was in the 8th inning. Looked like the Mariners are going to lock that baby up. 3 runs in the 8th, but then J.J. Putz gave up the home run to Vasquez. And J.J. blew his first save of the season. You remember seeing a team in a region so absolutely distraught after seeing a big guy give up his first blown save?
Well, he's human.
Absolutely. Absolutely is Raul. He is blown away by Herron.
You know, you're not going to be perfect all year. There's the big man. He'll bounce right back. Look, you know, you look, it might be the first time this year the Mariners have lost a game when they've had a lead in the 8th inning.
I believe you are correct.
And that's why they're in the position they're in. And JJ's been as big a part of that as anybody. It doesn't mean he can't go out and get hit every now and then.
Tap foul by Guillen. Banez is retired. 3rd strikeout by Herron tonight. He's walked 1. Two outs in the 5th inning. Betancourt led off, infield hit, wild pitch the second, scored on a 1-out single by Beltre. Banez is struck out. Now here's Guillen, 0-1. Good pitch by Herron. Boy, Jose stepped in the bucket. Late swing on that breaking ball.
Jose's had an interesting night so far. He was upset with himself his first hit out when he hit a 2-0 pitch straight up in the air. Had a good swing at it and just missed it. Then next time he gets a deflection off a swisher, goes right to Ellis at second, and they throw him out to the pitcher Herron at first.
It'll make your eyes roll back.
Yeah, it can make you walk down those steps in the dugout wondering what you have to do.
I just hope everybody stays away for about 3 minutes. 0-2. 3-2 ball game. A's lead. Runner goes. It's the other way. Base hit. Beltre digging for 3rd. He'll get there easily. 1st and 3rd Mariners. 2 outs. 0-2. They put on the hit and run.
Well, you see this ball looks like it almost hits Adrian. He's got his head down running. This is a bullet he hits in the right field. Take a look at it. I guess it missed him by quite a bit. But he gets on the 3rd easily.
Ball was really scorched.
Now it was.
Man, oh man. There's a spot for Vidro. Vedro 0 for 2 tonight. Boy, he has been a hot hitter since the All-Star break, hitting .419. Kurt Young, the pitching coach, out to talk to Herron. 80th pitch coming up from Herron. Boy, what a pivotal point this season, Mike. July 26, and this is a big homestand. The Mariners can really do a lot of good work for themselves. They've bounced back twice before from 6-game losing streaks.
You mentioned it last inning. This is the 100th game for the Mariners, and guess what? The season's just starting, Dave.
I know it. Yeah, I remember when I got here, and getting to know all you guys. One of the first things Dave Niehaus said, "Hey, pal, when it gets to game 100, it's fast lane the rest of the way, baby."
Right. No longer a marathon.
Everything is just, exponentially grows, day after day. You've lived it. The excitement and the tension of a pennant race is unbelievable.
Well, it is. No doubt about it. You can usually get to, as a player, probably first, second week of August.
Right.
And if your club is in it, all of a sudden you get through those dog days, and it's just fun to come to the ballpark every day. It gets fun again, and can't wait to get there, and everybody's watching what's going on. Just the excitement of it all. The fans are into. Yeah, exactly. The fans are into it, which helps any club. I don't care what anybody says. The guys can feed off the electricity in the ballpark, and this is a great time of the year that we're rolling into.
There's Jeff Weaver, giving up 6 hits. Mariners got a chance to tie and take the lead here. Swing and a miss. Vedro 2-2. Vedro career against Herron is now 3 for 11. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Big spot right here. Struck him out. 4th strikeout for Herron, and boy, maybe none bigger right there, but the Mariners do get a run. It's 3-2 Oakland. Well, just looking at some of the candidates for Mr. Blowers to consider for rally fries this evening. I didn't know we were running for anything.
Blowers for president. Well, I'll tell you what, with the work you did on that trivia game that we played on the road, you can definitely be on the card with me. I'll put you on the card.
That was funny. Jeff Weaver now down 3-2. We start at the top of the 6th. Mike Piazza. Piazza with an RBI single in the 1st and a comebacker in the 3rd. Mike's been on a tear, entering tonight 8 for his last 17, couple of homers and 7 runs knocked in the previous 4 games. Oh, that's well hit left field. That's going to sit down for extra bases. Piazza doesn't run well. Raul gets over there, and Piazza will cruise in the 2nd with a double, his 9th of the season. He's 2 for 3. Join us Sunday right here at Safeco Field. We turn back the clock to 1977. Dress the part and wear your best 70s outfits and enter the 70s costume contest. Plus, Mariners and A's are going to wear retro uniforms, and actor Eric Estrada is going to be on hand to help celebrate the 70s. Visit Mariners.com for tickets. 2-base hit. Mike Piazza to start off the A's 6th. Here's Eric Chavez. Sit into a double play and popped out to Betancourt. Weaver and the Mariners down a run. Chavez been battling a bad back for a long time. It's only the 2nd time we've seen him this year. First series we missed him. Saw him last time in Oakland.
And right now he's up there. He's trying to pull the ball. Wants to move Piazza over. Nobody out.
He, like many of these athletics, has been really struggling. He enters tonight 4 for 28, $143 over his last 10 games. And that came after a streak where he was pretty hot. He hit 379. What's the big point of discussion here? What type of pitch?
Well, Jeff stepped off a couple of different times. So I think Kenji wants to talk it over with him. They're both, I'm sure, talked about the fact that they know Chavez is trying to pull the ball and how they want to go about getting him out.
Here's the 1-1 to Eric. Got him to chase.
Well, exactly. You can see him trying to get it out in front. Now I'd probably go back to just hitting with 2 strikes on him. Found it interesting. Richie actually snuck up a little bit over at first base. He knows Piazza doesn't run well. If Chavez hits one hard at him, he might take a shot at Piazza trying to get to third.
One and 2. Popped it up. It is playable. Uni settles under it. 1 out. All right, that time, Mike. It's rally fry time.
Well,
Kira's ready.
Yeah, there's Kira. She's carrying the prize. A lot of great signs at the ballpark today.
There you go. We about it. Can you show us your sign? Can you show it to us?
There
it
you
is.
go. Way to go, ladies. Well, it is pitch and stitch night. Stitch and pitch night.
Taking advantage of the promotion up there, stitching away, and give them some prize for their hard work.
Well done. Hopefully that'll prove beneficial for the Mariners in the bottom of this inning.
Well, they are rally prize.
Nice breaking ball to Ellis. Ellis took Weaver out of the park for his 12th home run. Hit it into the bullpen left field. 2-1 pitch back in the second inning. Fly it out to right and fourth. That's well hit too. Ichiro, long run, and he gets there. With 2 down. So these ladies
enjoy.
In fact, right above 2 hours left. Not a bad deal. We'll take a little break between the knitting there, and that's great. Mac's going to come out. Must have seen something. Mac moving that shoulder pretty well.
Jeff's in pretty good shape with his pitch count. He's 84. Might just be a reminder. Probably talk to him about Kate at the plate. You have the right-hander Scudero standing on deck, and Mac just wants to be clear on what they're going to try to do here with 2 outs.
Piazza led it off with a double left center field. Weaver's able to pop up Chavez and get Ellis a long fly out deep part of the ballpark.
Mac must be feeling better. He was able to jog a little bit
yeah.
and swing that arm right after he decided to put him on. I'm sure he went out and talked to Jeff, asked him how he felt about it. Do you want to pitch around him or just put him on? And Jeff says, well, if we're going to pitch around, just put him on. And I think that's a good idea. Go after the right-handed hitter in Scudero.
Scudero hit a line drive to left and flied out to center in his previous at-bats. Second walk given up by Weaver, first intentional.
Scudero hitting 243 on the year. You look at the numbers, left-handers hitting 331 off of Jeff. Go after the righty.
Scudero last time up went deep to center field. Ichiro made a leaping catch.
The outfielder's going to have an opportunity if it's just a base hit. Because as you mentioned earlier, Piazza does not run well. He's not getting too far off the second base, so they'll have a chance to throw him out. It might take 2 hits to score him. Here's Mike. First ballot Hall of Famer.
Oh, no question.
Yep.
No question about it. All-time leader in home runs by catcher. Passing Carlton Fisk. Good guy to talk to. Breaking ball way outside. Yeah, Piazza's a great hitter. Not a great athlete, but he is a great hitter, even at 15, 16 years in the bigs.
Had an opportunity to watch him on a daily basis when I was down with the Dodgers, and I'll tell you what, at that point he was right around the height of his career, and I'm telling you what, he would hit the ball hard as consistently as anybody on a nightly basis.
1-0 pitch, fouled off, especially right center.
Oh, just killed the ball that way. He would hit ground balls, I'm telling you, just undress infielders. And catching took its toll on him, got to his knees eventually. And
He told me today, I like to get the glove back on, you know, just sort of like old time's sake. And I'm thinking, Ixnay, Bob Gerson, no.
yeah, I'm sure everybody in that dugout doesn't want to see that.
Crazy the way he hurt himself. Remember we were watching that game, the first and second, 2 out, ground ball hit in Boston, ball hit the low. Instead of throwing across, Mike said, well, I'll just run the tag third. And Piazza said, I should have just taken the out. I tried to dive for it, and Lowell fell on his shoulder, and there goes the rotator cuff.
Yeah, I think it surprised Lowell a little bit too. That's why he kind of dove at him and landed on top of him, and that's when he was hurt.
2-1. Big spot right here for Weaver and the Mariners. Down 3-2, 3-7-0 for the Athletics, 2-7-0 for the Mariners. 2-1 to Marco Scutaro. Playing shortstop, batting in the 8-hole. So a miss there, so 2-2.
4 pitches, 4 sliders. You can see they're all down and away, just trying to keep it away from him.
The deuce is wild right now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. It's Katze. He's at first. Piazza's at second. Scutaro 1 for 7 career against Weaver. Oh, he wanted that. He wanted that one. Didn't miss by much either. 3-2.
5 straight sliders to him.
On deck, the catcher, Kurt Suzuki. Big pitch. Boston, bases loaded. Third walk issued by Weaver. Jim Slayton, bullpen coach, is going to get some of the troops ready. 3-2 Athletics lead. First of 4, Eric O'Flaherty. Case of emergency, break glass. Strike 1 to Suzuki. Grounded out the Beltran, a 3-2 pitch last time up.
Yeah, Jeff really jammed him.
Dropped down on him and missed. 1-1. We were trying to get out of a big spot here. Richie Sexton, Kenji Jojima, and Lopez 6, 7, and 8 for the Mariners in the home 6th. Straight away, not too deep for Suzuki. Good pitch. 1-2.
And through this good run of Jeff, we've seen him do that time and time again. Go to his breaking ball and his changeup. And the thing that he does differently is he changes speeds, and more importantly, he changes arm angles on guys, especially the right-handed hitters.
Well, another big spot for Weaver. Bases loaded. 1-2 to Suzuki in a 1-run ball game. The pitch. Down to Beltran. He'll tag third. Inning over. Nice escape job by Jeff Weaver. Leaves the bases loaded. 3-2. It'll be Sexton, Jojima, Lopez coming up. Rally Pride time. Seattle Mariners baseball on FSN is brought to you by Banner Bank. Better ideas, better banking. By Taco Del Mar, featuring Mondo burritos and Rippin' Fish Tacos. By Les Schwab, celebrating 50 years of pride in performance. And by Emerald Queen Casino, welcoming legendary country star Ronnie Millsap tomorrow night. For tickets, go to emeraldqueen.com. Gorgeous evening here in the Pacific Northwest. Oakland leading 3-2. And be here next week for another great AOS matchup. Angels and Mariners will get it on. Two teams face off at Safeco Field beginning Monday. Join the excitement and help pack this house, folks. Come on out. Cheer Ichiro, JJ, and the Mariners. For tickets, visit mariners.com or call 206-622-HITS. Right now, the Angels lead the division. You got to come out and see it. So look at the pitching matchup the rest of this series against the Athletics before the Angels come to town. Richie Sexton to lead it off against Dan Herron. He's homered back in the second and grounded out the third. Fastball in the inside corner. Richie doesn't believe it. Strike one.
For
good reason. Yeah. Mark Carlson, the home plate umpire. Angel Hernandez at first, Ted Barrett at second, Brian Knight at third. Here's the 0-1. Good pitch. Aaron career against Seattle 5-3, a 2.73 ERA, but he's 0-2 this year. 2.19 ERA. 0-2 to Sexton. Got him to chase. Suzuki will throw down the first to Swisher for the out. Fourth strikeout for Aaron. Iver's doing a lot of work.
Thank you for the prize.
As always, that's right, nightly. I'm still stunned that we had action on Fries in Toronto and in Texas.
Thanks for the work, guys.
Well, extra ketchup, all right? Kenji Jojima, 0 for 2, lined out the shortstop, struck out on a 3-2 pitch.
Kenji, another one of the hitters, needs to get it going here.
At the center field, it's going to back up Kotsek. Long run, but he's got it under control right at the warning track. 2 down. Jose Lopez will stand in. He's twice grounded out to the shortstop Scudero. Boy, oh boy, 6-game losing streak. Seen enough one-run losses to last you for about a year or two?
Well, I think so. Well, got to remember, too, these guys went through a 6-game losing streak earlier in the season and rebounded from that. So sometimes, you know, you just need to get that one to get you going again. Hopefully tonight's the night, but you just kind of go through those things at times. Just, things aren't clicking.
You know, miss. Yeah, one thing, the runners in scoring position numbers just plummeted.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They were second going into the break, and they've dropped down to 5th now. But, you know, we talked about this, too, going into the All-Star break. Maybe it's coming at a bad time. They were playing so well going into the break, and they had that time off.
A couple of really good pitches by Herron, frustrating Jose Lopez. That's a 5th strikeout by Herron. Nothing across here in the 6th. It's 3-2 Oakland. Seattle Mariners baseball on FSN is brought to you by Safeco Insurance. Find a local independent Safeco agent. Visit safeco.com. By Emerald Downs. Visit emeralddowns.com today to get all the news on what's happening in thoroughbred racing. By Pizza Hut. Want more? Get America's favorite pizza, Pizza Hut. And by your Western Washington Toyota dealers. Toyota, moving you forward. Jeff Weaver going against the top of the order for the Athletics. It'll be Travis Buck, Nick Swisher, and Jack Cust. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers with you. Glad you could join us. Started this long homestand, 10 games in 11 days. A's, Angels, and Red Sox.
Jeff now at 100 pitches. You can see the guys ready to go in the bullpen. It'll be his last inning, I would think.
Reed Smith, a right-hander, and O'Flaherty, the left-hander. 1-1 to Travis Buck. Hit in the air, center field. Ichiro drifts in, 1 out. Flying 101 here in the 7th inning. Weaver's given up 7 hits. Dan Herron's given up 7 hits. Difference right now, the Athletics got a run in the 5th on a home run by Nick Swisher. And here's Nick. Swisher, switch hitter. 3-2 pitch, last time up. A pitch up in his eyes. Generated a lot of power to get it about 4 rows deep.
Yeah, the pitch was a changeup, a 3-2 changeup that Jeff had left up in the zone.
Couple of runs scored. Good night for Swisher. He got his attention. 2-1.
Well, you can see, like so many hitters, especially guys that hit with some pop, start to glide into the plate and start reaching out there for that outer half.
Shade Swisher a little bit towards right. Drop down on him, 3-1. Jack Cust on deck. Three-one pitch. Popped up. Playable. Beltre. 2 outs. Join us tomorrow for Ichiro Hydroplane Night. First 20,000 fans take home this great die-cast metal hydro. Features number 151, number 51, Ichiro. Visit Mariners.com tonight. For tickets, though, Boy Alberto and FSN Ichiro Hydroplane Night tomorrow against the Athletics. The Mariners and the A's tomorrow in Game 2 of a 4-game set. Jack Cust 1 for 3 tonight. Jack 1 for 8 in a road trip. Struck out a bunch too. 89 times entering tonight's game.
Well, he has 17 home runs on the board. He's up there to do one thing.
Well, he's hacking.
Yeah, he's trying to stretch somebody out.
2-0.
Nice pitch.
A little off on that one. 76 miles an hour. There's the out distribution by Mr. Weaver to this point. 1-run ball game, 3-2 A's. Two and two.
You can see that was his 110th pitch. 93 miles an hour.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch to Cust. Struck him out. Good work by Jeff Weaver here in the 7th. He needs some help from the offense. 3-2 Athletics. And the Mariners' 7th inning stretch brought to you by John L. Scott Real Estate, with real estate specialists throughout Washington, Oregon, and Idaho. Nobody knows the Northwest like John L. Scott. Unievsky Betancourt to lead it off for the Mariners. Down a run in the 7th. It'll be 9-1-2. Betancourt, Ichiro, and Beltre against Dan Herron.
Herron now at 94 pitches. His high this year is 118. So he's still in pretty good shape.
Dan Herron, outstanding pitcher, 11-3 with a 2.41 ERA. Betancourt, one hop, a bullet right to the second baseman Ellis. Time now for Banner Bank Building to the Future and Cameron McCollia. AA West Tennessee. Good numbers there. And at AAA Tacoma. Opponent's hitting just .215. 25 Ks and 10 walks. Here's Ichiro. 1 for 3 tonight. Shannon Stewart, the new left fielder. He replaces Jack Cust. Shannon, longtime major leaguer, formerly with the Toronto Blue Jays. Ichiro fouls it back. 0-2. Santiago Casilla, right-hander, warming up. 1-2 to Ichiro.
Mariners still trying to make up that run in the first. A's come out and score in the second. The Mariners get a run to match it. Score in the fifth. The Mariners get a run to match it. Need to get a couple. Get a crooked one up there.
Scutero just got him. Well, here comes hottest hitter for the Mariners. Adrian Beltre is going to double in a single, RBI in 3 at-bats. 2 career home runs against Herron. 2 down here in the 7th. Pitch 100 coming up for Herron. Fastball down low. Beltre leads the club with 27 doubles. Club slugging average leader as well. Stays off of that one. 2-0. (3-0) to Beltre.
Turn him loose.
I agree.
As hot as he's been, take a shot at it. You have 2 outs.
Raul's on deck. Raul 0 for 2, a walk and a strikeout. Three and 1. Joe Tracer disagrees.
You can see why he didn't want to swing at it.
So a 2-out walk. Mariners put the tying run way outside. There's an opportunity for Raul Ibanez.
Herron a little bit upset about that, but he got a gift on the 3-0 pitch.
Second walk issued by Dan Herron. Foul back. I believe nobody's more bummed out about the lack of power shown by Raul than Raul. Just 6 home runs. And it's really raised the question about, is he totally healthy? Does have 60 RBIs, leads the club. Beltre takes off.
He had that base stolen too. He had a good jump. Adrian does a nice job of picking his spots. He doesn't run a lot, but typically when he goes, it's in a good situation. 2 outs. Why not get down to second base?
8 for 10 on the year. Raul hasn't homered more than a month. June 23rd against Cincinnati. He's in an 0-2 hole here. Whoa, nice save by Swisher. Swisher and Beltre having a laugh down at first.
Well, Adrian stepped off the bag after Swisher caught it. He ran over like he was going to catch him, and Adrian just laughing at him.
Here's the 0-2. He went, inning over. Runner stranded. 3-2 Athletics, 7 in the books here at Safeco. Seattle Mariners baseball on FSN is brought to you by your Northwest Chevy dealers. See your Northwest Chevy dealers today or visit us online at northwestchevydealers.com. By Sterling Savings, the perfect fit bank. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers with you. 8th inning action from Safeco. Mike Piazza to lead it off.
Well, with 111 pitches, you might be wondering why Jeff is still out there. You can see what he's done after the 7th inning. A 1.29 ERA, opponent's batting average 200, so he actually has gotten better. So I think John McLaren is going to try to give him an opportunity to win a ball game.
Big sweeping breaking ball in there for a strike. This is Mark Carlson, 1-1 to Piazza.
I like this move too for a couple of reasons. Jeff's last outing was outstanding in Toronto, giving up just 1 earned run over 8 innings. And ends up getting the loss in that ball game. He's pitched well today, giving up 3 runs, but losing by 1. He's just going to give him a chance to win a ball game.
Remember when Mac took over, one of the things he said was that, hey, I'm not necessarily a pitch count guy. The guy's got it going on. You're going to stay out there. Absolutely,
but the thing about it is too is he also has that bullpen up and ready to go. Those guys are ready to go if he gets in any kind of trouble at all.
1-2 to Piazza. Look out! Holy mackerel!
How'd that miss him?
Jeez. Well, having had Clemens throw at him one time, Mike's used to getting out of the way there. He's been in this position before. My goodness.
Take a look at this. And this ball is just going to keep running at him.
Well, how
Luckily,
about
it was too high.
How about yesterday in Anaheim? He's in a batting circle. Some idiot threw a bottle at him. He told me it was about half filled. And, you know, after what happened to Mike Coolball earlier in the week, that was a foul ball and everything. But, yeah, you just don't need some idiot in the stands throwing stuff at you in the batter.
There's no reason to throw anything on the field at any time. Hopefully that guy gets some serious jail time for that.
Let's hope foul. And Mike turned around, spotted the guy. And luckily the security people, you know, the guy started shrinking in the seat and everything. And some fans pointed him out and they got him out of there. Two and 2. Hit the right center field, a mile high. Ichiro coming way in. 1 out. Eric Chavez will step in. And now Mac going to make a move. With Chavez, the lefty swinger. Flaherty looks like he's going to get the call. A couple of attaboys for Weaver. Done well. 3 runs on 7 hits. He's done for the night. Turn it over to the bullpen. Here comes Eric O'Flaherty. Jeff Weaver, 7 1/3 innings work tonight, Mike.
Nice outing for Jeff. Gave up a couple of runs early in the ball game. But after that, he really settled down and pitched a nice game. Gives up a couple of solo home runs. Don't forget about the A's. They're a club. That's the way they play. They want to get their walks and hit home runs. Well, they hit a couple, but they were the solo variety. And certainly pitched well enough to give his team an opportunity to win. We'll see if they can come back and score some runs.
Eric O'Flaherty, the new pitcher. He's ahead of Chavez 0-1. 0-2. And Weaver. The numbers on Jeff: 7 1/3, 7 hit ball, 3 runs, 3 walks, 3 Ks, and 117 pitches. A Nissan shift to the bullpen. 0-2. Got an outside pitch and got it into the gap for a base hit. Eric Chavez, his first hit tonight.
They've thrown him a couple of sliders. I think the last one he wanted to throw off the plate away. 0-2 pitch. Take a look and see where this pitch is at. I'm sure Kenji, you're going to see him setting up off the plate away. See him reaching back for that slider. Chavez doesn't really hit it hard. He ends up getting a base hit.
So 1 out. Here's Mark Ellis, 1 for 3 with a home run back in the second. Broken bat. It should be a deuce. Throw down, and Chavez will give himself up. Double play. So Flaherty comes in, gets out of some trouble. Home 8th coming up. Mariners need some runs. Well, Dan Herron leaves the game with a 3-2 lead. He's 0 for 2 in the season against the Mariners. Pretty effective work here tonight, Mike.
Very effective. 7 strikeouts in the ball game. Gives up a solo home run to Richie Sexson. Mariners only get 2 runs off of him. You can see range of pitches 95. That one 83. He gets Richie this time after Richie hit the home run off of him, and then Kenji, of course, or that's Jose Lopez. See, just very, very good. That's why he was an all-star. There's his line, 107 pitches. Just 7 hits, 2 walks. Of course, 7 strikeouts.
Mariners have left 2 runners on in the first, in the second, in the 5th. Total of 7. New pitcher Santiago Casilla. Tuesday night in LA. Allowed a couple runs in 1 inning. That after he had allowed just 2. 25 2/3 over his first 20 outings. Again, Vidros Sexson here in the home 8th. Again, got a base hit back in the 5th. 0-2 pitch hit at the right field. Again, 1 for 1 career against Casilla. 1-run ball game. Mariners 6-game losing streak, 5 of them 1-run encounters.
When you go back and you look over at the pitchers have definitely done their job. The offense has just struggled. We need to get it going again.
Way outside, 2-1.
Nobody more aware of that than the guys that are swinging the sticks. And really, it's not been a situation where they haven't had opportunities, Dave. It's just they're not hitting with guys in scoring position. And they've done that so well all year going into the break.
And you saw those numbers in the road trip. 12 for 40 runners and 12 for 50, beg your pardon, for a 240 clip. Way off the pace. Around 280 for the season. 3-1 to Guillen. Jose, then Jose Vidro, and then Richie Sexson. Taken all the way. I'm laughing because we just had some knitted fries delivered to Mike Blowers.
Nice job. Nice job on the knitted fries.
That's great. That is great.
Thank you for that.
3-2 to Guillen. Look out. I need a new piece of lumber. That's great. We're in the 8th inning. Guillen's got a 3-2 count against a new pitcher for the Athletics, Santiago Casilla. Good numbers. 1.35 ERA. 26 2/3 innings. Oh, pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. PACCAR, the Page Ahead program, and the Mariners' wives have teamed up to collect the new children's books at different Mariner home games this summer. The next date is turned back to clock day this Sunday. Help fight illiteracy and bring a new children's book to donate at the gates this Sunday. That is a wonderful cause. Here's Vidro.
The Mariners today, 7 men left on base, just 1 for 5 with men in scoring position. Create some more opportunities.
1-0 to Vidro. Up high. May not have noticed, but Jose Vidro, after saying he's not going to cut his hair yesterday in that extravaganza in the clubhouse, he did. In fact, he shaved it all off. 2-0. Popped it up, and that will get out of play. Felix Hernandez against Braden tomorrow. And I'm told that, did Felix subject himself to, I saw him yesterday. He did. I was told he's finally coaxed into it. When I saw him, he said, I want no part of it. 2-1. 3-1.
Jose had a pretty good swing at that 2-0 pitch. If he comes down with another fastball, see if he can hit one in the gap somewhere. You see he's throwing a lot of high fastballs.
3-1 pitch. It's a 1-run ball game. Oh, foul. Talking about a home run drop. Vidro hasn't homered since May 25th. Got 3 on the season. Three-two. That's hit a long way, and it's hooking foul. Mariners looking to tie it up. Last run they scored was back in the 5th on an RBI single by Beltre. 3-2 to Vidro. Houston Street is back. And this Oakland ball club has missed their ace closer for a long time. Vidro once hit 24 home runs, but that was back in 2000 at the Montreal Expos. That's his career high. This one hit a long ways, deep right field. Giving chase to Travis Bach. He's on the warning track, and he makes the catch. Vidro didn't get all of it. Gave it a good ride.
Yeah, he hit it awfully high, and you had to feel with all the swings he was getting when he was ahead in the count. Very aggressive. Casilla continued to come after him with the fastball. And this is another one. See, just missed it.
A step away from the fence in deep right center field. Well, the Mariners do have 1 home run tonight. Richie Sexton on a 3-1 pitch in the 2nd inning, leading off. Took Heron out dead center field with a lot of carry and hang time on that one. Our forward bold move of the game. Home run number 17 for Sexton.
Starts him off with a slider.
18 home runs, leading the ball club. A squib job. Suzuki gets the out. Casilla does his job in the 8th. 3 up and 3 down. Time running short. 3-2 Oakland. Another 1-run deficit for the Mariners as we go to the 9th inning. Hey, Seahawk fans, football is back, and FSN is getting you ready for the upcoming season by giving you insider access to the Seahawks training camp. Be there from the beginning as the Hawks prepare to defend their NFC West title Wednesdays at 11 p.m. only on FSN. Second inning of work for Eric O'Flaherty. And he'll be pitching to Mark Katse, Marco Scutaro, and Kurt Suzuki.
Well, they'll be pitching to Katse, and then John McLaren's going to go get him with a couple of right-handers coming up.
Katse with a double. Ground rule double back in the second inning off of Weaver. 1 for 2 with a walk. Two and two. They're talking about the futility of the Mariner offense. Mariners have only one base runner and no hits since the 5th inning. 2-2. Pulled on the ground. Lopez, quick scoop. And he gets it. Here comes Mack. Scutaro and Suzuki up next. Couple of right-handers. And Mack's going to go to the pen, and Chris Rietzma 3-2 Athletics. Oakland Athletics by a single run here at Safeco. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers, and the FSN crew are on hand here at Safeco, opening up a 10-game, 11-day homestand. Chris Rietzma, big right-hander. His job to get the next 2 right-handers in the batting order for the Athletics here in the 9th. Marco Scutaro, Kurt Suzuki. Mariners home 9th. Jojima Lopez, Betancourt, the scheduled hitters. Strike 1 from Chris Rietzma. Rietzma took the loss. 2 hits and a run in an inning yesterday. So trying to get back on good track here. 1-1, 1 out, 1-run game. And 2. One down here in the 9th.
He's thrown a couple of sliders. They both have been off the plate away after throwing fastballs on the outside corner. You can see the pitches. 2 and 4. Those are both sliders.
Rietzma took the loss on Tuesday. Beg your pardon, a couple of days ago. It was JJ yesterday. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You ever been through a stretch where you had so many 1-run losses, you know, backed up against each other?
I'll tell you, I don't remember, but I'm sure that it happened.
Yeah. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Not what the doctor ordered there. A walk with 1 out and a 1-run game in the 9th. The 4th walk issued by Mariner pitchers tonight. Weaver walked 3. None of those previous walks scored. So Suzuki 0 for 3 tonight. It'll be his first appearance against Chris Rietzma. 34,250. Good crowd Thursday night here in Seattle. Scudero chased back. Marco 1 for 1 in base stealing thus far.
Oakland 13th in the league in stolen bases as a team, so they don't like to run a whole lot.
Yeah. Hold up pitch at second in the ERA. Pitch out.
I can tell you what happened. Suzuki got in the box, stepped back out, wanted some more signs from last one, so I think they were worried about a hit and run, not necessarily a steal, so they pitched out. See if they could catch him. Suzuki, a young catcher, thought maybe he was giving something away.
Reitzman can't find it.
Well, he keeps missing with his breaking ball. Number 1 was a pitch out, and 2's that slider again.
Flaherty got Katse to start the inning, grounding out the second. Reitzman came on, gets Scudero, walked him on a 3-2 pitch, and now he's behind 2-0 to Suzuki. 2-1. Cheryl getting ready.
Mariners have Kenji Lopez Betancourt coming up in the 9th. It's Alan Embry that's ready to go down in the bullpen for the Oakland A's. Left-hander, veteran.
Alan Embry getting ready. Reitzman behind 3-1. 3-2. There's your on deck hitter is Travis Buck. Travis 0 for 3 with a walk tonight. Reitz could use a double play ground ball here.
See if Scudero takes off on this pitch. 3-2.
Runner goes. Ball 4. Reitzman comes in. Watch the first 2 hitters he sees. He's done. Mac's going to go to George Sherrill when we come back. 3-2 A's. 3-2 ball game. Oakland on top with a couple of runners on here in the 9th inning, and baseball returns to Fox when Maglio Ordonez and the Tigers take on Vladimir Guerrero and the Angels in high definition. It's the Fox Saturday baseball game of the week, starting at 12:30 p.m. on Fox. New pitcher, pride of Austin Peay State University, George Sherrill. He's charged right now with 1 out, 2 on. Hold this to a 1-run game.
You only get Buck the left-hander and the Swisher, of course. The switch hitter will move over to the right side.
One out, 2 on. Top 9. A's by a run.
Looks like maybe Mark Lowe is getting loose in the pen, the right-hander.
He was getting loose last night. Mariners put up a couple of runs and he set him down with JJ. Swing and a miss by Buck. Sherrill's had an all-star caliber year. In there for strike. 7, 8, 9 scheduled for the Mariners. Jojo Lopez Betancourt in the home ninth. One, two. Well, 34,250 thought that was a little punch out.
Well, what it was a quality 0-2 pitch.
Yeah, it was.
Throw it a little bit off the plate, see if you can get the hitter to chase it.
1-2. Did not go. This is third base umpire Brian Knight. 2-2.
Take a look at it. You can decide.
Yeah,
Nah.
good job. 2 on, 1 out. Top 9. 3-2 Athletics.
Tell you, he's going after him with a lot of fastballs. That's a good one tonight. 93 miles an hour.
First time Buck is facing George Sherrill. And Austin Peay State University Governor. 3-2 Athletics. 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors for Oakland. 2-7-0 for the Mariners. Couldn't get him to bite. 3-2. Swisher on deck. He's had 2 hits, including a solo home run in the 5th. 3-2 to Buck. Got him. Big out.
Well, we talked about it. A lot of fastballs, and here's another one. You can see just dots the outside corner.
Nick Swisher is the next hitter. And Nick has some numbers against George Sherrill. He's 2 for 6. Nick this evening. Single and a home run. He's 2 for 4. There's the switch hitting numbers. Ball 1. .121, 1 homer allowed to a lefty hitter. 209 against right-handers. Backed him off the plate. 2-0.
Shannon Stewart, the defensive replacements on deck.
George is ready. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Hit the left field, little bloop, squib job. Beltran long run, no, just missed it. Boy, he showed some good explosive speed to get down there. Nice job by Beltran, didn't miss it by much.
Well, we've seen him make this catch a ton of times this year. Just can't quite get to that one. Right off the end of the glove.
Boy, that's a good start. George will give him a chance to catch his breath. 2-1 coming up to Nick Swisher. In there for a strike. Swisher didn't like it. 2-2.
See, Joe Stracer did. Right at the bottom of the strike zone.
Scudero and Suzuki, your base runners. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 1 run game. Sherrill against Nick Swisher. The pitch. Popped up foul out of play.
John McLaren would like to see George make his pitch right here and not go to a 3-2 count, because then the runners, of course, can get started early.
Swisher, a couple of base hits tonight. Been struggling his last 11. He was 4 for 30 entering tonight's game. Big pitch, 2-2. Hit a long way, deep left field. If it's fair, foul. It is off the fair pole. It's a home run. A 3-run jack by Nick Swisher makes it a 6-2 Athletics lead. Second homer tonight by Swisher. Gives him 4 runs knocked in.
Well, not only a second home run, but he's hit one from both sides of the plate. George Sherrill goes at him with a fastball, and Swisher hits it, every bit of it. Just a matter whether it was going to stay fair or foul. And as you'll see, he'll hit the flagpole or the foul pole and drives in 3 runs.
That one hurt. Shannon Stewart, his first appearance, swinging a bat tonight. Defensive replacement last inning. 3 home runs tonight by the Athletics. Ellis with 1 in the second, Swisher in the 5th, Swisher in the 9th. And those 2 walks scoring. First time walks have scored tonight. And those walks are put on base by Chris Reitzman. 8th career multi-home run game for Nick Swisher. And the 4th time he's done it from both sides of the plate. And he is having a night. 3 hits, 4 ribbies. Stewart laces one, but it's caught by Lopez. Big mountain to climb now. A 6-2 Oakland lead, bottom 9. Jojima, Lopez, Betancourt scheduled hitters. 6-2 Oakland. They blow it open in the top of the 9th. Pair of Mariners legends. They sit down with FSN on In My Own Words this Saturday. Tune in as Edgar Martinez and Alvin Davis describe what it took to become 2 of the best players ever to wear a Mariners uniform. Starting Saturday at 3:30 p.m. only on FSN. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers with you. Bottom 9, 6-2 Athletics coming up tomorrow. Braden against Hernandez. Take a look at our Comcast pitching matchups. And Mike, the Oakland Athletics tonight played right to their profile, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, you look at their club and where they're at offensively. 13th in average, 14th in run scores and scored. They don't bunt. 14th, they're 13th in stolen bases, but they are 2nd in walks and 8th in home runs. That's what they do, and pretty good example of it tonight.
Reitzman walked 2 with 1 out in the 9th, and then Sherrill came in and got a strikeout, and then a long ball, 3-run job to Nick Swisher. So Bob Guerin coming out. Casilla, they sent him out to warm up, but they're going to make a pitching change. They were able to buy a little bit of time for Houston Street. He's going to come in here in the bottom of the 9th inning. 6-2 A's over the Mariners. Mariners trying to end a 6-game losing streak. And that's in jeopardy right now. Welcome back, everybody. A's have a 6-2 lead. Bottom of the 9th here at Safeco, and the new pitcher for the A's is Houston Street. Born and raised and lives in Austin, Texas. First appearance in a while. He'll be facing Kenji Jojima to lead it off here in the 9th. American League Rookie of the Year a couple of years ago. In there for a strike. Houston Street rang up 37 saves last year, 23 in 05. Hit on the ground to Chavez. 1 out. Bring up Jose Lopez. He's 0 for 3, struck out once, twice bounced out the shortstop. Does not have good numbers against Street. 1-0. Street at one point in his career bring up 21 consecutive saves.
Well, he's not an overpowering guy, you know, typically around 91, 92 miles an hour. But he has a good sinker and a slider.
2-1.
Typically keep the ball down, try to get you to hit it on the ground.
You old timers out there remembers Daddy James, Longhorn quarterback, the 1969 national championship team that given that designation by then President Richard M. Nixon. They beat Arkansas in a thriller in December of that season. Base hit down the left field line into the corner. Lopez will stand with a double.
This looks like a slider, and Jose gets out in front of him, just rips it down the line. No chance for Chavez. Take a look at it.
Ben Broussard, will see him again, pinch hitting role. And the ace pinch hitter for this ball club. 5 for 19, a homer, 5 runs knocked in. Going to pinch hit for Yurievsky Betancourt. Runner at second, 1 out. Bottom of the 9th. Mariners need runs and lots of them.
First things first, need some base runners.
It's hit in the air. Right field. Center fielder's going to take charge there. It's Mark Kotze. 2 down. Top of the order brings us back to Ichiro. Ichiro 1 for 4 tonight. Houston Street to Ichiro. Strike 1. A 1 pitch. And on the ground to the shortstop. Scudero bobbles, throws, got him, and the game is over. Oakland has won it 6-2, and the Mariners have lost 7 consecutive games.
Well, they're going to have to find a way to score some runs. You see the 2 runs there. Face a tough pitcher in Dan Herron today. Hopefully they can come back tomorrow with Felix on the mound and get a W.
Final score for tonight's game, 6-2 A's. And coming up, we'll give away Ichiro Hydroplane, preview tomorrow's pitching matchup, and check on the wild card race. For Mike Blowers, I'm Dave Sims. Back with more in our post-game show from Safeco right after this.